Hi, and welcome to another video of installation of the Vivaldi Classic Cloud version. The way this works is the video is going to start by showing you how to install a computer. We're going to be upgrading Windows 10. We're going to be checking the drivers, installing the printer drivers, as well as setting some of the database drivers. So as you can see here in the video itself, we're basically plugging in the monitor. So imagine that the monitor in the computer just came out of the box. You connect it to the internet. So you're going to connect a network cable to the back, power up everything, turn the computer on. A Dell computer and a lot of any computer that you purchase will walk you through a wizard of Windows 10. It'll ask you to select the country and get yourself going. Once you've installed Windows, you also then want to go to the followpos.com website or vivaldi2000.com website. You want to go to install client and make sure you can get to the internet. Under software install client, where you're going to find everything, you'll notice here that you're also seeing database drivers, various different printer drivers, and the software itself. Now, in the video that you see here, it's jumping around a little bit, but basically you go to the Follow POS or Vivaldi2000.com website, go to software, go to install client, and follow steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight down the line. Step number 1 is download the setup. We did that. Step number 2 is download the upgrade. Then you're going to download the database driver and the printer drivers for whatever printers you have. And then you're basically going to run all the software. The only software that has to be run in order is the setup has to be run first, and then the upgrade to the upgrade beta version, which is the version we always recommend that people get. The upgrade beta version should be run after. The other thing you're going to see here is Windows updates going on. Whenever you buy a new computer, you take it out of the box, make sure to run all the updates. And by the way, they could take hours to download, and once they're installed, it does require rebooting. After you install all the software, you'll see here that we're going into the Follow directory, and we're opening up a file called follow.ini. You can open that up in Notepad. And you'll see here that you need to put in an XML ticket node under tickets. You also need to get the host name of the computer. You see that in DOS here. Copy that. And under the ticket printer, you're going to do a virtual pathing to the share name ticket. That tells Vivaldi that when it creates a ticket, it needs to path it to the virtual path of the machine name / ticket share name. You can also path that to another computer on the network if you have many computers. You'll also see here that there's an ODBC name in the follow.ini. Follow.ini is all the local configuration stuff. You will have to go into the ODBC 32-bit driver and be careful, because some of the other systems, such as Windows 7 64-bit, when you open up ODBC, it'll go to the 64-bit driver. This is for the reports and the ticket. Very important. If they don't print, then you didn't do the ODBC right. But you'll see there's an ODBC name. You have to create that. There's an ODBC user, ODBC password. You have to go and paste all that in when you create the ODBC name. Now, the host name is up there on the top. You'll see that this is pathed to one of the Vivaldi cloud servers, so there's an actual IP address. And then you'll have to, after you connect, you'll have to point it to the Vivaldi database and do a test. The next thing you're going to see here is we're copying all the reports. The reports are XML files, and we're copying them from the Follow folder into the Open Reports folder. The live Follow system uses the Open Reports folder And every time you do an upgrade, it puts the latest reports in the Follow folder so we don't override any of your custom stuff. You're also going to see here the next thing we did was we copied the BK files and copied them into .bat. We did that using DOS. And then we're going into each one of those BAT files, and we're basically putting in the virtual path for the ticket for everything except the print tag batch file. The print tag batch file, you have to do a virtual path to the share name tag. Now, I'm talking a lot about share names because after you install the printers, you need to go into each printer and make a share name for that printer. The ticket printer, which is your receipt printer, typically the TSP 100, is going to be share name ticket, and the tag printer, which Follow only supports the SP 700 star, you're going to change that. In fact, you can see it here to the share name tag. So the PRT tag actually goes there. Once you've logged in and you've done your configuration, you have the latest version. The version number is up there on the right. You can log in using the login email account that Vivaldi gives you, and the password is always defaulted to 1234. Once you run the program, you do need to go into the store manager and configure all the settings. So you'll see here that the starting ticket number needs to be set. The tax rate needs to be set. Typically, we turn on the account picture and things like that. The bold ones are typically the default turned on, like most people use a cash register. You need to set the days to pick up, the number of copies of a ticket. Everything else are optional items. For the printer to work, it's very important that these settings be turned on. You need to turn on direct print ticket, no select. Very important. Otherwise, it's going to pop up as a PDF, and you don't want that. You want it to print directly to the TSP 100. Now, the other thing you'll see here is once the program's running, you're talking to the cloud, you're talking to the database. You do need to go in and put your classes in. Vivaldi can import from a default store, so you basically have all the basic classes such as dry cleaning, laundry, alteration, press only, and household. And when they create your database, you can request that a default database be created, which is a copy of a typical store. So you're going to get all the basic classes, coupons, items, and upcharges. And then you can go in and just modify the ones you want. You can see here that we're actually setting up in the demo here a hotel. So we're going in and creating a hotel class for this customer. They're going to be using Vivaldi for Hotel Valet. And the Hotel Valet will also include home delivery, office delivery, things like that. And the price levels of a hotel are much more complicated than your typical store because you're not going to have dry cleaning, laundry, alteration, and household. But you can have price level 1, price level 2. And some hotels, you have a different price contract for each one. You'll notice here that we changed the resolution to 125%. Vivaldi does support 100% and 125% in a Windows configuration. You can see here we're going to run a quick test. So we created a customer called test, created an item called describe and price, and we create just a describe and price item, $2, set the pickup date, and you can see everything looks like it's running okay. And the ticket prints on the top. So there's 2 copies of the ticket that came out, and they cut automatically. Make sure when you purchase the TSP 100 that you actually purchase the cutter. You'll notice here that there is a barcode font that's downloaded into the Follow folder, and you need to run the barcode program it will unzip and create an ID automation.zip program.